welcome back to the MovieBabble Podcast. This is a very special episode today, not only because we have 4 of us on today, which is pretty wild, but we are going to be talking about our most anticipated movies of 2022. Another year. Going to be good. Nick, how's it going?
Howdy.
That's it.
That's
Howdy.
it. Yeah,
that's wonderful.
It. Move on.
Short and sweet. Collin, how you doing?
I did not watch the 355 this week, so I'm feeling pretty good.
Man, you're really letting down the box office, man. Very sad.
I'll support it in other ways. I'll get 2 tickets to Cyrano in a couple weeks.
There you go. There you go. And John, how's it going?
It's all right. Another year. Just gonna try not to die.
Yeah, that's man. This positive energy, you can really feel it through.
What a start!
You can really feel it. However, another year. I think it's a good time to recognize that we got a blank canvas to deal with yet again with 2022. So let's bring some positivity out in our top 10 most anticipated movies of 2022. Firstly, we're going to go through some honorable mentions about movies that just missed our top 10s here. So I'll jump in to mine. And first one here I got is The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent with Nick Cage coming in April. Now, he's really hit or miss, and I think that's the beauty of Nick Cage. So I'm hoping this is a hit. I think it's got quite the interesting concept. Before we jumped on, I heard Nick said the trailer wasn't all that great, but I haven't watched the trailer, so I haven't. It hasn't ruined me yet, So it's still sitting there in my honorable mentions. I also have Turning Red, and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1, Bullet Train, and then Armageddon Time, which is James Gray's next movie. It's a big ensemble piece, and I'm quite excited for it, and it's on here specifically because I have no idea when it's going to come out, so I just do it on my honorable mentions. John, over to you now. What you got?
All right. I'll go through these kind of quick. I got the comic book trio. I got Doctor Strange, The Multiverse of Madness. Interested to see what they do with that one. Sam Raimi, my king, is back. Spider-Verse, you mentioned it there. Thor, Love and Thunder, Taika Waititi returns. Don't know what they're going to do with Thor. Hopefully they don't fuck him up. Knives Out 2, which might come out this year probably. Got The Fabelmans, Steven Spielberg. White Noise, the Noah Baumbach, Adam Driver, Greta Gerwig movie. That would be higher up on my list, but I don't read books. Everyone says that book seems unadaptable, so I'm interested to see what that one is. Asteroid City, I'm not a Wes Anderson guy, but for some reason I really like The French Dispatch, so it goes on there. And then Blonde, my queen, Ana de Armas. Yeah. Possibly an NC-17 movie. Don't know what the fuck is up with that, but I'm interested.
Nick, over to you.
I also have The Fabelmans. I feel like every Spielberg movie is him grappling with the divorce of his parents. So I feel like this is just the most on point of that in his entire career. I have The Zone of Interest, which is Jonathan Glazer's next movie. He hasn't made a movie since Under the Skin back in 2013. He's really methodical with his movies, and when he decides to come out, I feel like I've heard of this movie coming for a few years now. So hopefully it actually comes out this year. Poor Things is the next Yorgos Lanthimos film. It has Emma Stone, Willem Dafoe, and a ton of other really awesome people. Really looking forward to that one. I also had Asteroid City because, Wes Anderson's... I'm kind of in the bag for Wes Anderson. I like him. The Way of the Wind is the next Terrence Malick movie, which is kind of a hilarious title for his movies. I feel like that's the fake version of a Terrence Malick title that you would find on SNL or something. Yeah,
that's the most Malick title ever.
And then there are 2 movies by Claire Denis coming out this year. One's called Fire, and the other one is The Stars at Noon. And I'm kind of bummed that The Stars at Noon was supposed to have Robert Pattinson in it, but then he dropped out for the Batman. So a little bummed, but excited to see that one.
Awesome, man. Collin, over to you.
So, yeah, this was hard. I had quite a few that I think probably could have been in my top 10 that I moved down to honorable. So we got Across the Spider-Verse coming in there. Jordan Peele's Nope. Love and Thunder, because I am excited to see Taika and Natalie Portman back. And then with a big old question mark, we've got Deep Water with Ben Affleck and Ana de Armas, which may never get released, but if it does, it'll maybe be this year. So we'll see. Still holding. Honestly, this could be Ana de Armas' year between that and Blonde. So see
Did
what's happening.
did that get purchased by a streamer? I forget. I thought something happened
So
with that.
Disney owns it. They
Yeah.
pulled it from, like, they didn't move it. They pulled it from release schedule
Mm-hmm.
last month, I believe, maybe a little bit before that. And then it's rumored that it'll maybe be a Hulu thing.
Okay.
It kind of feels like this is a movie that Disney was like, oh, this is way too intense for the Disney label. And now they don't know what to do with it. So just imagine this
Yeah.
just being on Disney Plus.
I think all of Twitter's like clinging to hoping this thing comes out at some point.
Well, and there's also reports that, like, because of the Affleck Arma split, that they weren't cooperating for reshoots, which, I mean, that could be part of it too. So
Yeah. And I heard he was also directing the reshoots because the director didn't return. So Ben Affleck was directing the reshoots or
Oh
something
God.
like that.
Yeah,
So-
this could be like the worst thing ever, but I really want to see it too.
but because
yeah.
of that, it could also be the best thing ever.
Yeah, very true.
So now we're going to jump right into our top 10s here. And I'm going to start with my number 10, which is Steven Spielberg's The Fablemans, which is on some other people's honorable mentions there. This is one that I've been pretty excited for, probably the most excited I've been for a Spielberg project in a while. I feel like he hasn't made a ton that's, really gets you super, amped to go check it out. No matter how gorgeous his movies may be, but I think this is something that feels like it's going to be very different from him. He often likes to film, things that he often likes to dive into the imagination, and that's kind of what we've known from him and what we love about him. But this seems very, very different, and I'm so excited to check it out. I think Thanksgiving is the release date, U.S. Thanksgiving in November. So The Fablemans. I just think there's a real beauty in older directors doing very personal movies late in their career, and I think this is going to be it for him. So I'm pretty amped for that one.
Paul Dano. Gonna have a good year.
Oh yeah, and
Amazing
John.
cast.
Yeah, it does.
Amazing
No,
cast
for
in this
sure.
one. Yeah, Michelle Williams, Seth Rogen, really good.
Yeah,
Seth
it
Rogen
already
is-
has like 5 Oscar nominations already.
Julia Butters too. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. She's coming back. She's in this movie. That's great to
Yeah.
see.
Oh,
Right.
she's such a standout in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Seth Rogen's playing the uncle, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
God, he should just get an Oscar nom. That'd be hilarious.
He kind of seems perfect as an uncle, doesn't he? I feel like that makes so much
100%.
sense.
Oh my God, yeah.
Don't forget Judd Hirsch is in this movie too.
Mm.
So bring back my Independence Day king.
it's going to be something special. I'm really excited. I don't know what how it's really going to play out, but I think it's going to be something special. John, what's your number 10?
Yeah, so this was one that I did a video for my most anticipated 2021, and this was on that. So I'm just essentially bringing it back. It's Next Goal Wins, which don't know for sure if it's coming out, starring Michael Fassbender, Elizabeth Moss, and used to be Cannibal Armie Hammer, but they have since replaced him with Will Arnett, and they are going through reshoots right now, directed by Taika Waititi. So technically he could have 2 movies coming out this year. No clue if it's actually going to get done. I assume it will, and it's basically just about like a really shitty soccer team, I think.
Yeah.
There's like a documentary based off of it. Honestly, I don't do much research on this shit, but I'm genuinely excited. Michael Fassbender, from that one image of him like screaming at the soccer team, I was like, yeah, like 100%. I'm just in. So that's my number 10. Hopefully it comes out, and a good decision to replace Armie Hammer.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah, the reshoots are right now, so hopefully it does come out because I've been excited for this as well. It's kind of hitting at the right time. Ted Lasso is pretty big, so I feel like it's
True.
Everything seems to come out at the same time. Nick, what's your number 10?
Yeah, we still have to deal with Armie Hammer in Death in the Nile, so looking forward to that whenever that comes out. Yeah, I copped out on my 10. I just had
Every
to.
year.
Every year I always do it because I'm lame and I can't make decisions. But I feel like it makes a little bit of sense this year because my number 10 is a tie between Brandon Cronenberg's Infinity Pool and David Cronenberg's Crimes of the Future. So we got 2 Cronenberg movies coming out this year and possibly a third. Caitlin Cronenberg, David Cronenberg's daughter, is working on a movie that might come out this year too. But that one looks less likely to come out, so I didn't include it here. But yeah, we got 2 Cronenbergs. I love how weird and fucked up their movies are. Possessor is great. David Cronenberg, love all his weird, goopy sex-filled movies. They're all wonderful. Yeah, I'm just really looking forward to both of these. Infinity Pool stars Alexander Skarsgård, so it's gonna be a big year for him. And then sounds like it's kind of just like he goes to an island and fucked up shit happens. So looking forward to that. And then Crimes of the Future has kind of an amazing cast. It has Lea Seydoux, Kristen Stewart, and Viggo Mortensen. So really looking forward to that one as well. So just bring on the weirdness of 2 Cronenberg movies. I'm very ready.
Yeah, that's good. That's a lot of Canadian representation there on the list. So big.
It's beautiful.
Big
Just looking out for you, you know.
Yeah. Collin, what do you got as your number 10?
So with my number 10, this is the spot that I rearranged quite a bit, and I'm going with Bullet Train. This is David Leitch's next movie. It's about assassins on a bullet train. Nick's favorite actress, Joey King, is in this movie. At one point, Lady Gaga was in this movie, and she had to drop out due to House of Gucci conflicts. But Brad Pitt plays the lead assassin, I'm assuming. He doesn't have a character name; it just says he's the assassin. So, but yeah, so it's got a really loaded cast. Brad Pitt's in it, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Brian Tyree Henry, Zazie Beetz, Sandra Bullock took over whatever Lady Gaga's role was. Karen Fukuhara, who's on The Boys or was in Suicide Squad, is in this movie. So I'm excited. It's a David Leitch movie. People are probably just gonna get on a train, talk for 5 minutes, and then shoot at each other for an hour and a half. Should be a pretty good time.
Honestly, this is an important movie, I think, in the grand scheme of things, because it's a theatrical. It's a big cast. It's pretty big budget, and it's summer 2022. I feel like this movie is one that people are, box office pundits are going to be clinging to as the most important movie of 2022. For longevity of non-franchise flicks coming to theaters. But yeah, I'm excited for this one as well. Almost had it in my top 10, but put it in my honorable mention. So it should be fun.
Has Brad Pitt ever gone full action before? I don't feel like he's ever done that.
I mean, World War Z?
Been an action.
What's the closest
World War Z? But yeah, but we've never seen the good hand-to-hand combat Brad Pitt. Which
did you not see that Bruce Lee
cool.
fight scene?
Fair. But if we get that for an entire movie, that's pretty good. That's pretty great.
Yeah, I can't think of anything more
Mr. and
actiony
Mrs.
than.
Smith?
Oh yeah, well, that was a different
spy.
kind of action.
Yeah,
I'm thinking of Troy too, but that's not really in there either. I feel like this
Benjamin Button.
is kind of.
Yeah, no, I don't think he has. I mean, he's worked with David Leitch before because he was in Deadpool 2. But...
Yeah.
He's the Invisible Man.
Never forget.
He was certainly in Deadpool 2. Coming back around, though, to my number 9, this is one that I have no idea if it's coming out this year at all, but this is Adam Sandler's next movie, and it's called Spaceman. And it's looking interesting. We also have Paul Dano in it, I believe, and I know Carey Mulligan is confirmed to be in the movie. It says 2022, but who really knows at this point? Yeah, it's Adam Sandler, doing a movie called Spaceman, going to space. That's going to be something crazy. Come on, that's I'm sold. So I'm gonna.
Is this a comedy?
I think it's a comedy dramedy. So it's got something. It's got something there. It's not a Hubie Halloween, I think it's more in the middle.
No
middle
movie's
ground.
a Hubie Halloween.
Not to knock on that. That's quite a movie. That's quite a good movie. But I think this movie's somewhere in the middle ground, based on the novel Spaceman of Bohemia. Yeah, this is going to be something else. I mean, Adam Sandler in space. First they send the Fast crew to space. Now Sandler. So
how did Ludacris get to space before Adam Sandler?
Yeah, no kidding. Oh my God. John, what's your number 9?
My number 9 is Don't Worry, Darling. Olivia Wilde's new movie, which I believe is on someone else's list earlier, so we can kind of table it until then. But
yeah,
Harry Styles, he's coming.
Yep. Nick, number 9.
No idea if this movie's coming out, but it's called Men. It's Alex Garland's next movie, so
Oh right.
It's
Jesse
just
Buckley.
It's an Alex Garland movie, so I'm excited because he's one of the best directors working right now. And so I think there's like literally no information about this. IMDb says it's in post-production, so it's a good sign by me. But yeah, stars Jessie Buckley. Love her. She's one of the best actresses working right now. So just bring me another Alex Garland movie right now.
Yeah, this is going to be something else. I didn't include it, but I'm also quite excited for this one. Man, he's got quite the mind, and he's quite an interesting dude. I think he's got to be one of the best sci-fi filmmakers right now, you know. So I think this movie's definitely one to look out for. A24 as well, so he's back with A24. Should be a good one.
Yeah, the logline says it's a young woman goes on a solo vacation to the English countryside after the death of her ex-husband. So no idea if this is sci-fi or not, but I don't care. He's too talented. I just kind of want to see whatever he does.
It's definitely going to be unnerving, to say the least.
Yeah, definitely.
Collin, what you got at number 9?
So I kind of hit a wall with Marvel movies in this last year, so I'm hoping that 2022 kind of rebounds that. So we got Sam Raimi, the King, coming back for the first time since Oz the Great and Powerful co-directed Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. The trailer that played after No Way Home didn't really do it for me, but I do like that Michael Waldron, the guy that wrote Loki, is penning this movie. I don't know how much of the original script carried over after Scott Derrickson left, but I really liked what they did with the first Doctor Strange. Sam Raimi's the King. He's going to do incredible things with all the multiverses. I really hope they don't bloat this with like Fox's X-Men, which is what the fringe theories are, but I'm pretty excited to see like the more horror elements that they've kind of teased with this and just getting weird with the magic of the MCU. So Doctor Strange is a firm number 9. I'm also really excited to see Chiwetel Ejiofor's character, because I think like they set him up really well in the first Doctor Strange. And hot take, but he could be like a Thanos level villain by the time he's actually developed.
Yeah, he's he definitely looks like he's gonna step up to the occasion a little bit in that trailer that they played after No Way Home. So I'm definitely looking forward to that one as well. Coming back around now to my number 8 is a film called Decision to Leave, which I was thinking was going to come out last year, but apparently, it wasn't done, so it didn't. And that is Park Chan-wook's next movie. He's a legendary director, obviously, one of the best working right now. I think this is his first movie since The Handmaiden, which came out in 2016. I don't think he's done a movie since then. But yeah, this thing looks good. I know he often waits for Cannes to put out his film, so I think maybe he wasn't finished by Cannes 2021, so he'll be putting it out hopefully this summer. But it's apparently a mystery movie, a detective mystery movie from Park Chan-wook, which quite excites me. I haven't seen all of his filmography, but Old Boy and The Handmaiden is enough to sell anyone on this guy's talents.
Yeah, I can't wait for this one. We're looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be good. John, what you got at number 8?
Yeah, my next several movies is just higher up on your guys' list here, but my number 8 is The Northman. So the trailer came out. I mean, god damn it! But yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll get to it.
Yeah, that's gonna be something. Nick, what you got at number 8?
So I have Nope at 8, which I feel like I'm the only one who has it on their list, right?
It is.
It was my
It is later
mention.
on mine. It is later on mine.
Okay, so we'll tell that for later.
Collin, same thing. You got what's your number 8?
So this is gonna be a very controversial movie on this list. We got The Northman.
All right. So we're gonna.
I guess we'll pin that one for later. But yeah.
We'll swing it back around to the top here with my number 7, which is Don't Worry, Darling. I don't think it's up there on anyone else's past number 7, but this is Olivia Wilde's next movie, right? And as John said, Harry Styles, he's coming for it. I think this movie has a I think there's definitely a lot of potential for this movie to go in many different directions. The trailer was certainly interesting. You got Florence Pugh. I just think this movie has the real potential to take off as kind of an original project. It's got the horror elements working for it. It seems in the trailer, but it definitely wants to tackle with some political themes as well. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, she's coming off a good movie in Booksmart, and I'm excited to see where her career goes from here, because it looks like she doesn't want to be a one-trick pony. She wants to do many different, things. This definitely seems like diving into a different genre, so it should be exciting. And I just feel like it's going to be the film Twitter movie of the year. Like, people are going to be going nuts for this thing when it's about to come out. Stan Twitter is going to be crazy on this movie.
Dude, they have Florence Pugh and Harry in one movie. People are going to go nuts.
It's going to be something else. So that's my number 7. John, what do you got at number 7?
Yeah, once again, higher up on people's lists, but Martin Scorsese returns with Killers of the Flower Moon. So
yeah, we'll table that one. I think that's on
click.
Everyone's list. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that and the Northmen are on all our lists, right?
Yeah, very consistent. Nick, what do you got at number 7?
At number 7, I think what John alluded to earlier, I have White Noise, the Noah Baumbach movie for Netflix. It's funny because, yeah, like you said, John, like apparently this novel is one of those that's unadaptable, like Life of Pi or whatever. I feel like there's a book every few years where people are like, you can't make this, and then someone does it, and it's okay. But I'm looking forward to this one a lot, because when I think of Noah Baumbach, I think of people in New York with sweaters just yelling at each other. But it seems like this one is like by far the biggest scope that he's had as a director. The reported budget on it is $80 million. So basically there's an airborne toxin that goes into the air and it upends this scientist's family, and it's played by Adam Driver, and Greta Gerwig is in there too. So listen, Adam Driver in a movie directed by Noah Baumbach again. So
Oscar.
Yeah, name one good thing they've done together.
That's kind of all I need.
It sounds like is this a spin-off of The Happening or what?
I don't know. I wonder if it's going to be like I feel Netflix is out here like with like their Don't Look Ups and their White Noise. I wonder if there's going to be like a connection there, or if it's going to be like a way for Baumbach to have another family drama, except there's just like a pandemic happening. So who knows? Maybe there will be people in New York in sweaters yelling at each other again. So
yeah,
we'll see.
I'm sure of it. Collin, what's your number 7?
So this movie is definitely a cash grab.
I got a feeling this might be. John, is this on your list at all? Up higher?
Nope. Close,
okay.
though. Close.
There you go.
But Pixar does not mess around with Toy Story. Like, we've had 4 Toy Story films, and while there's one scene in the 4th movie that I really hate, those are all fantastic. Like, just some of the best stuff Pixar's done every single time. So while it is really strange that they are making a movie based on a toy, based off of a movie inside another movie, I really like the style that Lightyear seems to be. It feels like this Star Trek, Star Wars hybrid, where it's like supposed to be kind of grounded, like this is what humans could actually do with technology, but at the same time they're on like planets with alien slugs and cute little robots moving around, and you got David Bowie blaring in the background. So I'm excited to see what they do with it. I don't know if anybody else used to watch that Buzz Lightyear cartoon growing up, but I love that show, and I'm excited to see Chris Evans be that new Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah, honestly, like, no matter what anyone thinks about, the merits of making this movie, the trailer does look pretty epic.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
I mean, they don't mess around with Pixar, they don't mess around with Toy Story. Like, even the like straight to TV Toy Story specials are just like a cut above all the other Pixar spin-offs, like, that Monsters Inc. show, or whatever side projects they do. Like,
yeah,
when it's time for Toy Story, they bring their A game.
I'm glad
so why
we're in
isn't
agreement
Tim
here.
Allen?
Yeah, for real.
Because
like, why?
He costs more money, probably.
Really? You think?
Well, I think to voice Buzz again, it would cost more money for Tim Allen than it would to like bring Chris Evans in. But
yeah, I see that. I see that angle for sure. I feel like it's something that Chris Evans would jump at the opportunity to do. You know, it's fresh for him.
And this is also not necessarily like new, but the director of this movie, this is his first movie that he's directed. I mean, he's been around like animating since I think the first Toy Story, maybe. Yeah. But I'm excited. Like, it's definitely a cash grab, you know. But as a way to like get more out of Toy Story without Toy Story 5, because at a certain point, like, there are no more toys for Woody to say goodbye to.
Yeah.
It's nice to, like, you know, maybe this will be something cool, something different.
Yeah. Then we'll get the black and white Woody's Roundup movie coming soon.
Dude, that'll be
hell yeah, man.
That'll be like The Lighthouse.
Yeah.
But Taika Waititi is also in this movie. He's the only other cast member announced.
Man, no hate on the guy, but he's doing too much. He's got to sit down. He's in a lot. He's a busy man.
I'm a little tired of Chris Evans right now, to be honest.
Yeah, you are?
I was like watching these Marvel movies. I was like, dude, like Iron Man is just like so much better than Cap. Like, God, Chris Evans is so. When him and Bucky started double teaming Iron Man, dude, that shit makes my blood boil, dude. Sorry, that's a tangent, but yeah.
Jumping into my number 6 now. This is another one that I'm going to table. So it's Mission Impossible 7. So I'll throw.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I'll throw it to John's number 6.
Once again, I'll have to table it. This is a pretty easy podcast for me. This is a Disappointment Boulevard, Ari Aster's new movie, which will appear later.
Yeah, that's gonna be good. Nick, number 6.
So this is my Doctor Strange into the Multiverse of Madness. I'm going with Everything Everywhere All at Once, which is a multiverse story from Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinertz. The both of them together did Swiss Army Man a few years ago, which is just a lovely, weird movie. And then Daniel Scheinertz made The Death of Dick Long, which is also a very special movie and really hilarious and very underseen. So yeah, this movie looks really, really fun. It stars Michelle Yeoh, who I feel like I've been dying to see her in a lead role for a really long time in a movie of some quality. It looks like we got it here. Jamie Lee Curtis is in here being weird too. So this just looks really fun. It looks like they're playing into the weirdness. I think both these guys are hilarious. So it looks like they're having a ton of fun doing all the weird multiverse stuff. And there's one point where she has like noodles for fingers and things like that. It looks really goofy. The trailer is really fun. So I'm really looking forward to seeing this one.
Have you seen Swiss Army Man?
I love that movie. It's so bizarre.
I need to see it.
Love it.
What a soundtrack.
Just Daniel Radcliffe as a farting corpse. It's just perfect.
Yeah.
It's just so good. These guys have a great sense of humor.
I love it. Mary Elizabeth Winstead in that movie too.
And then Paul Dano is just acting so earnestly throughout it. It's an amazing mix of stuff. I love that movie so much.
Yeah, I need to watch it. Yeah, I'm excited for this movie. The poster, if people know what trypophobia is, I got that shit. Kind of triggers me a little bit. A lot of circles, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm excited for it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. The posters, it's pretty cool. Collin, number 6 for you.
So, I believe I'm the only one that had this anywhere on their list, and I'm proud of that. But I'm just gonna read the synopsis just to set the mood. So the film is based on the real story of a 175-pound American black bear that died after ingesting a duffel bag full of cocaine in December 1985. The cocaine was dropped out from an airplane piloted by Andrew C. Thornton, a former narcotics officer and convicted drug smuggler, because his plane was carrying too heavy a load. The bear was found in northern Georgia alongside 40 open plastic containers of cocaine. So, this is a real-life story. And basically, the bear was just like impossible to kill for as long as cocaine lasts in a bear's system. So, just on that alone, just easy top 10.
He's no lightweight, that bear.
This movie will kind of determine whether or not I think Elizabeth Banks is a good director, because Pitch Perfect 2 is kind of fine. Charlie's Angels, no. So, she got one good movie, one bad movie. This will break the tie. We'll see what's up, but my boy Alden Ehrenreich is coming back for this movie. Carrie Russell's in it. Ray Liotta is in this movie. O'Shea Jackson Jr. Christopher Heavju from Game of Thrones is in this movie. Jesse Tyler Ferguson from Modern Family. So I think it'll probably end up being like more campy fun than it is any kind of, serious movie about a bear on cocaine. But I'm excited. I always got to show up to support Alden after Disney did him dirty.
Yeah, Cocaine Bear is a great title. Probably the best title of the year.
Yeah. That's a winner. That's a winner.
You know exactly what it is.
Yeah, very, very simple. My number 5, we're also tabling, which is Killers of the Flower Moon. How about you, John? You gonna table again, or what do you got?
We're tabling again. I think this is one that is on everyone's list. The Mission Impossible 7, Scientology Man. Let's go.
I also almost put Top Gun Maverick on my honorable mentions. So if it's worth anything, I'm excited for that one as well. I see the trailer like every week in the IMAX theater. It's getting crazy at this point. Nick, what do you got? Number 5?
Yeah, my number 5 is The Northman, which we're tabling again. So, yeah.
Man, oh man, these movies, people are hyped for them. Collin, number 5.
We're also going to table mine, but Brennan and I have the same number 5. That's good old Marty with
some
his
synergy
classic
right
mob
there.
flick.
Yeah, mob flick. My number 4 is The Batman, which is going to be tabled, so we're running pretty smooth here. I think I think when we get to these movies, we're just gonna have a great chat, so I can't wait. John, what's your number 4?
We're on the same wavelength. My number 4 is The Batman.
There you go. More synergy. Nick, number 4.
More synergy. MI7 is my 4.
Oh yeah.
God, we are so awesome.
And Collin, number 4. Break this streak here.
Oh, this is something we're not going to table, and that is Knives Out 2, which is supposedly going to release this year. So I am disappointed that Netflix bought these, because that means that they won't ever see the light of the AMC. And if you can't watch a Nicole Kidman short before your movie, what's the point? But I am a huge Rian Johnson fan. I don't think that's ever been a secret. A huge Knives Out fan. And kind of like a lot of these movies that I've talked about, the cast is just loaded. So Daniel Craig is, as far as we know, the only one returning. But Dave Bautista, the size of his glasses, unknown, is returning. Edward Norton, Janelle Monáe, Catherine Hahn, Leslie Odom Jr., Kate Hudson, Jessica Henwick, Ethan Hawke are all in this movie.
Yeah.
Which, Jessica Henwick's kind of going through a renaissance right now. Dave Bautista's kind of going through a renaissance right now. This one's in Europe and cost, I think it was like 30 to 50 million, so not too much higher of a budget. Rian Johnson pocketed I think 100 million or something like that for the 2 sequels. So
him and Daniel Craig each, I think.
Good for him.
Yeah.
And so yes, this will now be a franchise, but for something that was just such an original thing to have been so big in the good golden era of going to the theater in 2019, it'll be really nice to see it again. And it sounds like Rian Johnson has pretty much free reign, so I'm sure we'll just have as many twists and craziness as the first one does. The first one is a Thanksgiving movie, so I'm hoping this fits with another holiday. Just give me a Knives Out for every holiday.
This is something. I mean, the first movie especially, I think, was such a fun theater experience. So to see that Netflix bought this was, I guess, a bit of a bummer. But I mean, you can't turn down $100 million for 2 movies for Rian Johnson and Daniel Craig, and obviously free reign as well. So yeah, I think this is going to be good. Edward Norton, I want to see Unhinged riffing at the top of his game. Edward Norton, I think that'll be.
He's perfect. The killer.
Yeah,
100%.
I'm gonna go Rian Johnson subverting expectations. There is no killer. Fun fact.
Dang,
it's bold.
I said Ethan Hawke gets clapped in the beginning.
Oh, easy. Ethan Hawke's making 10 movies at a time. They're like, just come in for 5 minutes and get killed. He's like, perfect. I got you guys.
I'm just going to rule people out based on whether or not they've been a bad guy in the past year. So Catherine Hahn's not the killer. Leslie Odom Jr. is not the killer. It's got to be Jessica Henwick. It's Bugs Bunny.
That'd be cool.
No.
What if Daniel Craig's the killer?
Oh,
Ooh,
no one will see that coming.
my expectations would be so subverted.
I just like Ryan Johnson wants to make 7 of these movies, or Daniel Craig does his weird Southern accent. I'm all here for it. The first one was so much fun.
He should throw everyone off and just do a completely different accent for the second movie.
Like an Asian accent.
That would be amazing.
Oh no.
They're so delightful too, because like you listen to all the interviews or like on the commentary, and everyone just talks on the first one about how good a time they had of just like being all these famous people in a room together, arguing about like Twitter. So I'm excited to see just like it. I like movies, kind of in the vein of Adam Sandler, where it's just like him and his friends making things, and that very much feels like what the production of this is like too. So
yeah. It's gonna be it's gonna be billions will tune in on Netflix or something like that. So it's gonna be big.
Can't wait to see the Ruin Johnson hashtag start trending again.
He ruined my childhood from 2 years ago with Knives Out. Yeah. 2.
Now to my number 3, which is I think one.
You're wild for this. You are wild for this one.
I forgot about this movie.
This is the long-awaited sequel to the Blue Man Crew, Avatar 2. I don't know what it's called, Way of the Water, who knows, but this is...
It's the Way of the Wind.
That's right.
James Cameron is back. Oh my God, it's going to be good. Listen, every time they doubt him, he throws it back in their face 1,000,000 times over, right to the bank, and it's going to happen again. This December, Avatar 2 is going to blow minds and make $1 billion. I guarantee it. Unless there's some triple variant thing going on, like this thing will make $1 billion and stun everybody, and it's going to be good as well. I mean, people forget Avatar. I mean, that's the meme of it all. Who remembers Avatar? Listen, you guys remember it. You keep bringing it up every minute. So. Listen, the first movie, maybe it hasn't aged well, but in the moment, we all loved it, and that's what's going to happen again. It's going to happen. So James Cameron's back. What a king. Let's do it.
Speak your truth,
Can't wait for this to be delayed till 2025.
No, this is it. This is coming. This is coming this year, and this is part 2 of 22, right? So, I mean, we're in for the long haul with this one.
Is this a Christmas release?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, this is taking over that Star Wars slot and then rotating with it.
Yeah.
So this is another Oscar play.
Aquaman's about to get slapped up that same week, so.
Oh, Avatar 2's good. Slap up Aquaman. Yeah,
coming in hot. Yeah, I don't know. It's something that I think the meme of it all has just been so interesting, but when I look back at his career, I've never really been disappointed with a Cameron movie. I love Terminator 1 or 2. I think they're both amazing. The first Avatar, I think, is kind of lower on his movies overall, but I still think it's, at the time, obviously a massive technological breakthrough, and I still think it's a pretty cool movie to watch. I think Titanic, I mean, whatever you want to say about it, it's an all-timer. I love Titanic. And then Aliens, man. Like, this guy, I mean, damn. The one thing about it is I feel upset that he may never make something that's not Avatar ever again, because, I mean, I kind of want to see him do something else, but... It is what it is.
How many Avatars are planned?
5. Five or 4? I don't know.
Yeah.
Is he directing all those bitches?
Yep.
Oh my fucking God.
So 2's done, right? 3 is, he said, done, but it hasn't been edited. 4, and they said 4, they filmed the child scenes. So when they age, yeah, it's crazy, man. He's on another level here. They gave him like $1 billion to make all 4, so he's just been working away.
I will say this for the man: the last 2 movies he directed were both the highest grossing movie of all time. So
it's true. It's true. And I mean,
didn't he like invent technology to shoot underwater?
For
this one, yeah.
He spent like a decade putting everything together. He spent more time on the Titanic than like he's always innovating crazy amounts of stuff for Titanic, like all the motion capture stuff that came out of Avatar, just bonkers levels of technology coming out of James Cameron's mind.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. I think it's going to be one of those things that you meme it enough, you clown on it enough, that it's gonna pass the bar, and it's gonna bring people in.
Brennan, how mad would you be if it went direct to Disney Plus?
If it went direct to Disney Plus, oh my God, James Cameron would have a fit. He would. This man would be screaming.
Him, Nolan, and Villeneuve would all pick it somewhere together. It would be glorious.
That would actually be one of the craziest moments in movie history. So that'd be kind of cool to see that happen. But I don't want to see it. But that'd be kind of hilarious.
How about my man Sam Worthington making a comeback?
Yeah,
he's back.
I mean, most excited to see Kate Winslet in this. She's in all the sequels, all the Avatar sequels. That's kind of cool. So, I don't know, man. It's something that is it's James Cameron, so I'm ready. I'm hyped. So that's my number 3. John, what do you got?
I will say on Avatar, I do need to rewatch it because I've not revisited it since like it came out. All I remember is the hair sex. But anyway, number 3 is one that we're not tabling. I don't think. No, we're not tabling. I actually said it in that fucking sentence. Yeah, it's Nope. It's Jordan Peele's movie. Get Out, 5 stars. Us, not 5 stars, but like really good to me anyway. So Nope. I mean, Daniel Kaluuya, fresh off an Oscar, coming back. Keke Palmer, fresh off of Nickelodeon. Just kidding. I actually don't know what she's been up to, but she's
got
good.
That TikTok.
There you go, TikTok. I'm sure she's good on Instagram. And my dad, Steven Yeun, is in this movie. I mean, Jordan Peele has reached that status where his name can like attract a number of people, like Christopher Nolan. He's like a box office attraction to himself. I think Jordan Peele's in that category.
100%.
So Nope is it has to be good. If it's not, I'm just gonna, I don't know. I don't even know what I would do, honestly. If it's not good, I might just get COVID on purpose. Like, but it'll be good. And I'm excited.
Keke Palmer is good, and I think she's in Hustlers most recently as well.
Oh, she was great in Hustlers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Really Hustlers. She's good. So
Nope's. I can't wait for Nope. That's going to be good. I think you're right though. Jordan Peele is one of those rare guys who, his name will draw in a crowd, and it's few and far between now that people that can actually do that. But he is one of those people. Probably like top 5 of just a director drawing in an audience. And I agree with you. Us is good. It's very good. It's quite a movie.
What a picture.
Yeah.
Picture.
What a picture. Yeah.
I feel like we have like a slight Peele fatigue, not by his fault, because every movie since Get Out has said from Jordan Peele. So I think
Antebellum.
your random person thinks he's made like 10 movies the past 3 years, but
yeah,
he really hasn't. So he's really talented, and one of the most innovative like directors working, and he just loves his like really short titles.
Yeah, he does. Great in Toy Story 4, by the way.
Yeah.
He is. This is, I think that is a little bit of an issue, Nick. I think there were people I spoke to that thought he made Antebellum because every commercial said from the producers of Get Out and Us, and it was just like blasting that. But I don't know. I think he'll still break through, and Nope's gonna be something else. He shot it in IMAX as well. There are a bunch of IMAX sequences, so it's gonna be something different from him. Now on to Nick. What do you got? Number 3.
Super excited for this one. It's we mentioned earlier. It's Ari Aster's Disappointment Boulevard, which I really like Aster's movies, and I feel like this is another like kind of like a hilarious title for one of his movies, considering how like sad and angry everyone is. I feel like it's like the way of the wind almost. It's almost like him titling his movie like I Hate Myself. So this movie stars Joaquin Phoenix, and it's apparently like over 3 hours long, or that's what he tried to make it.
Oh, I didn't know that part.
And he's described it as like a nightmare horror comedy, whatever that means. But yeah, it's apparently about Joaquin plays this like entrepreneur. It sounds like he's like similar to like a Bezos or one of those, and it's like his fall from grace, or just like his decline over like decades.
This is gonna be so good.
It's just, I feel like Joaquin and Ari Aster is like a match made in heaven.
It makes so much sense.
It's just perfect. We go from Joaquin just being a guy and come on, just going back to just being probably just an awful person and just dealing with a lot of trauma like he is in every other movie. So I just can't wait. I hope this movie is actually 3 hours. He seems to have a really good relationship with A24. So I hope they just kind of let him release whatever he wants to release, and we just get to see it. So we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, John, I mean, you're excited for this. Take take a moment here. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. Hereditary just did something to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I watched Midsummer and I was like, dude, this dude is like operating on like another wavelength than like me. And I'm totally into it. So this one, I really don't even know like what to say about it. Like Joaquin Phoenix and Ari Aster, like we said, it makes so much sense that they work together. And if this movie's like just fucking wild, like just balls to the wall, just goes for it, like I will be happy. Make it 4 hours, I don't care.
Yeah, it's gonna be nuts. I mean, yeah, you're right though, Nick. They do seem to have a pretty solid relationship because we did have Midsummer. I think a few weeks after it came out, like another cut came out of it, right? Like a 20-30 minute more.
It was like 3 hours long or something like that. Yeah,
so
I saw it. It was good.
Yeah, if they let him do that, that'll be kind of cool. But yeah, it's gonna be nuts. Collin, what's your number 3?
So this one's been tabled twice now, I think, but we're ready.
Are we?
So,
yeah.
I'm just gonna bring up Planet of the Apes because that's a lot of my love of, especially the latter two in the Apes prequel trilogy, where the Matt Reeves directed Dawn and War. War sits in my top 25 movies of all time. I think it might even be in my top 10 if I look at it again. I love that movie.
Best movie ever.
Yeah, so when I realized that Matt Reeves was helming a Batman, I was really excited, especially because this, in DC's inability to figure out what they want to do with their franchises, kind of sits on its own, more or less. So we're not worried about like trying to fit in an Aquaman link or anything like that. And Matt Reeves like does his work. So I feel like the trailers have delivered pretty well so far, but it's focusing more on the noir and detective elements of Batman, which movie wise, I don't think we've ever really had a strong like Batman mystery. You know, like the Nolan movies were very dark and very like Michael Mann crimey, but to take it more in that more noir direction, and everything seems really scaled down. Like, I mean, the Batmobile is probably the least like complex looking of all the Batmobiles, but looks just like that's the Batmobile I'd want to drive out of any of the Batmobiles. Robert Pattinson's in it. The fact that he signed up for Batman makes me pretty excited. I mean, and I say this as a compliment. The audacity of casting Paul Dano as your arch nemesis villain in a movie.
Incredible.
You have a really good design for it. Jeffrey Wright coming in as Jim Gordon, Zoe Kravitz as Selena Kyle. I mean, Andy Serkis is Alfred John Turturro's in this movie somewhere. I don't think we've seen him in any of the marketing yet. But I'm a huge Matt Reeves fan. I will show up for whatever he wants to put onto the movie screen, and just so happens to be the Batman is that next thing.
We got Colin Farrell and 300 pounds of makeup too.
True.
Looking forward to that.
True.
And Robert Pattinson with like actually acknowledging the fact that Batman is just like wearing eyeshadow all the time.
Yeah.
Just sitting there with his emo boy haircut and dark circles around his eyes.
John, where did you have this on your list?
The Batman was my number 4.
Number 4, yeah.
We matched on that one.
Yeah, it's gonna be nuts. I think the more you hear Matt Reeves talk about the movie, the more like excited you get, because he approached Warner Bros. And he said, "Listen, guys, I want to do this movie. We're gonna do it my way, or I don't want to do it." Like that's pretty much what he said to them. Like it was pretty much, "I have a vision for this thing. Can we do this?" And they're letting him do it. And apparently, the first few cuts have been like 3 hours, and they're trying to work it down from this point on. But yeah, this thing's gonna be crazy. The trailers have been wonderful. And I think this is definitely where Matt Reeves belongs as kind of a blockbuster filmmaker, especially with what he did with the last 2 Planet of the Apes movies. This definitely seems like the perfect fit for him. Yeah, I'm pretty hyped for this one.
Yeah, I remember when Jonah Hill was rumored to be cast in it, and they were like arguing over salary or whatever, and it said that he wasn't going to do it, and I was very disappointed because I love Jonah Hill. And then it seemed like an hour later, there was like, Paul Dano has been cast as Riddler, and I damn near passed out. Because I was like, holy fuck, that is such top tier casting. Like I can't believe I even like envisioned Jonah Hill, whatever he was gonna do, some villain role that Jonah Hill was a part for. But I think it's gonna be incredible. The trailers have really genuinely impressed me. I like how it's going and the tone it's going for.
Barry Keoghan is also in this movie.
Fuck yes.
Potentially. Is that true?
Yes.
He's gonna be he's the bad guy. He did it. I don't care.
Okay.
I learned not to trust him after the Green Knight.
There are a few things I love more in movies than Paul Dano just playing an absolute psychopath. Like I just can't. I just cannot wait. I hope the movie doesn't, because like it's obvious he's the Riddler. I hope the movie, like the one trailer, like made sure not to show his face at all. So I hope they don't play that as like a reveal, because we all kind of know going in he's the Riddler. But
have you seen the like the full outfit that's been going around like social media?
Yeah, it looks cool.
Week? Yeah, it's like he basically looks like the Zodiac killer.
Yep.
And
I'm ready.
Designed by
ready.
Kanye.
Yeah.
Looks great. I'd wear it.
So yeah, that's the Batman. That's gonna be nuts. We're pretty close too. March, so we're getting there.
So this is Pattinson will be one of 3 Batmen this year, which is just kind of crazy.
Man, isn't there 3 Batman and Flash? Aren't they doing like Keaton, Affleck, and isn't like Bale in it too? Or did I get that wrong?
I don't know what that.
I mean, Bale did show up for Thor, so maybe he's open to. Damn, Bale hasn't played Batman in 10 years. That just hit me.
Holy shit.
But I mean, it'll be cool to see Michael Keaton again, but he's also going to be like a 78-year-old Batman. So
They need to bring in Will Arnett's Lego Batman. Just kind of get him clicking around the screen.
True.
But only if he's the same scale.
Yeah.
I want to see a giant ass.
One of those things you see when you walk into like a Lego store. Just massive Lego dude. 7 feet tall. My number 2 is the Northman. Anybody else got the Northman higher than that? I don't think so.
Nope.
No, mine. No. I tabled mine a little earlier.
Yeah, but we all had it though, I think.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's one of the ones we all had. I mean, that's exciting. So the Northman is Robert Eggers' next movie, and I mean, we all saw the trailer. That trailer, I think, like changed everything when that trailer came out. Like it was like, yeah, this thing's gonna be nuts. Very simply, just giving Robert Eggers like a big studio budget and letting him do what he wants. That's what the Northman looks like it is, and yeah, it's gonna be absolute insanity on the big screen come April.
Listen, I can guarantee 3 things that are going to happen in this movie. He's going to save his mom, he's going to avenge his dad, and he's going to kill Fjolnir.
Listen, I saw him catch a spear in the trailer, and I was like, I'm good. I'm there. That's all I need.
Yeah, and he just spins it right back.
Yeah, it's just absolute king shit. I love it so much. Just any Robert Eggers movie, I'm ready. I'm here for it.
Yeah, Willem Dafoe and Bjork both look pretty crazy in the trailer too.
Yeah. I feel like Willem's not going to be in it very much.
Probably not.
But I think he's just going to eat it up, like whatever 2 scenes he's in.
Yeah,
That's
go to the
Willem
cast
Dafoe
here.
way.
Yeah, you go to the caster and it says Bill Skarsgård's in it as well, but I don't know if that's true. That'd be kind of cool.
Maybe.
Yeah, get the whole family in there. Bring Stellan on.
Yeah, why not?
Can we get a Skarsgård verse?
Yeah. That's my number 2. John, what do you got at number 2?
Surprisingly, my number 2 needs to be tabled. It is The Killer. David Fincher's movie. It is one that I didn't put on my video because I just wasn't sure if it was coming out. Upon research and just hope, I feel like it's coming out. So we will save it.
The Killer. There you go. Nick, number 2.
My patron saint is back. Marty is here with Killers of the Flower Moon. If you've listened to any podcast on this feed, you will know that I will shill Marty any chance I get. So I just can't wait for him to take all of Apple's money and make his Western with Leo DiCaprio as the villain, right? Is that what it's staged as?
Yeah,
I believe so.
I don't know.
And Jesse Plemons, I think Jesse Plemons is the lead in it.
Yeah,
which is amazing.
Originally Leo was supposed to be the lead, but then Jesse Plemons took over and Leo slid to the villain role, I think.
Fantastic. And then De Niro, Brendan Fraser, John Lithgow, just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's what I
part of his comeback.
You also got Lily Gladstone, who I think was pretty good in Certain Women a few years ago.
She's really good. So it's just, it's a Marty movie. He's just taking all the money from all the streamers now to make whatever he wants, and I love it so much. So
it's
I can't wait for this.
going to be 5 hours long.
I just can't wait.
I was worried about the potential of people actually seeing this movie when I heard Apple was coming in to pay the $200 million budget, but Paramount is still, distributing it. So at least for Marty, it's the best of both worlds. He's getting that theatrical run with Paramount, and then Apple's just kind of paying the back end. I don't know how that deal's working out, but it is what it is. The cool thing about this, I mean, The Irishman was pretty sentimental for him, similar to what I said earlier, just an older director making that more personal movie as they get older. I think this movie's interesting because he's blending his two muses, right? His early career, Robert De Niro, and his late career, Leo, bringing them into one movie for the first time. And it's a Western, which is like he hasn't done a Western before. So it's going to be cool. And I forget who said it, but I think it was one of the people who is working on the movie, maybe the set decorator, but they said like this is like the last of its kind type of movie. Like they took that 200 million and they built like towns upon towns.
I love it. I love when movies build towns for their production. It's the best.
It's it was number 5 on my list, and I can't wait for this one.
Yeah,
it's based off a book, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyone read it?
No.
Nope.
All right, cool. Sorry. Go ahead.
This was also number 5 on my list, I believe. This is also the 10th collab between Marty and Robert, so I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of doesn't mean anything. It's just a number, but it is the number 10. But yeah, say what you will about mob flicks, but Marty guy. I think most of my picks right now, especially for stuff like Cocaine Bear or like Killers of the Flower Moon, where we don't just know a ton about it so far, is really going off the cast. And I mean, you got Leo in there, so already it's a banger. And then you got Jesse Plemons and De Niro, and got to support my boy Brendan Fraser, who's going to have quite the year. He's in like 3 or 4 movies this year, so
yeah, it's going to be good. He's got The Whale. Brendan Fraser. That'll be interesting.
I think The Whale is his first, and then he's got like a comedy with Peter Dinklage coming up at some point.
Man, the man is back. So that was Nick. That was your number 2, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and then Collin, you can finish us off. Finally, we don't have to table this one anymore. What's your number 2?
So this probably won't be a huge surprise. I was a big Mission Impossible Fallout fan. Mission Impossible is probably my favorite franchise. Well, really the last 3, because I really don't care for 2 or 3, and 1 is just fine. But from Ghost Protocol on up, I'm in love. In this movie, they drove an actual train off an actual cliff with Tom Cruise on top of it. So you just, how do you even? I don't even need to know what the movie is about. Like, just knowing that happens at one point is enough for me to go, wow. And I feel like, Christopher McQuarrie, he did Jack Reacher with Tom Cruise probably about 10 years ago now. And then, I think Ghost Protocol, he did some of the writing for, but he wasn't director. But I think, like, when he stepped on to direct Rogue Nation, they really hit something special. And then just, like, I love everything about Mission Impossible Fallout. From that Henry Cavill gif to there's just some gorgeous aspect ratio changes when they switched to the IMAX format. And I feel like that's also the movie where Tom Cruise kind of went nuts. Because like the helicopter sequence in that movie, he is acting, flying a helicopter, and operating a camera all at the same time because they couldn't fit another person in the helicopter.
I did not know that. That is pretty cool.
Yeah. So he's having to do and he, had to get trained to fly a helicopter for that movie. So just to know that energy and that team are coming back, and they've added a lot of interesting new cast members to this one as well. So the usual gang of Tom Cruise, Ving Rhames, Rebecca Ferguson is part of the usual gang now, and then Simon Pegg are all back. Still no word on Jeremy Renner. Rip my boy. But I really like him in these movies, so I'm going to be kind of disappointed if he doesn't show up by Mission Impossible 8. But they added Haley Atwell, Vanessa Kirby's coming back, Henry Czerny comes back for the first time since 1996. which I think will be interesting. Palm Clementif's in this. Shea Wiggum is in this. Carrie Elwes is in this movie as well. So they're just bringing their A game, and this collaboration between McQuarrie and Tom Cruise has yet to disappoint me.
Yeah, Fallout was amazing. Can't wait. That's it. Simple.
Love watching Tom Cruise put himself in danger for my enjoyment. It's great.
Yeah, fuck Fast and Furious, bro. This is what I'm talking about. Mission Impossible is where it's at. I hate Fast and Furious.
I feel like they're just gonna run it back from Fallout with 7 and 8, or with MI7 and MI8. So I'm there for it.
I'm there.
Can't wait.
100%.
Wasn't there one picture where it was like Cruise had to do like an Evel Knievel motorcycle over like a cliff or something?
Yeah,
that's gonna happen.
That was another thing.
And there was one day it was like the wind was too bad, so they're like, dude, we just can't let you do this today because you're probably gonna die. So I love it. The best action franchise we've had in a really long time. It's just Fallout is just stupid good. So I can't wait for this movie.
Oh my god. My number one also happens to be Collin's number one, and I think
mine.
Probably.
Oh yeah.
Your number one as well?
Yep.
Let's go.
Oh my goodness, Damien Chazelle. We should just have the boy on because Babylon is our number one. Like 3 out of 4 of us. Like he'd be proud.
Nick, why'd you have to be the odd man out?
Honestly,
you know, I'm always the weird one on this podcast, so it's fine.
Like this man has made 3. He's made 4 films. I've only seen the last 3, but 3 movies in a row now that I've seen from him that have all been spectacular. I think Whiplash and La La Land are just all-time classics, and First Man is also a really good movie. Dude, Babylon's gonna be something else. That cast as well. I mean, I'm gonna let you guys take it here because there's just so much to talk about with this movie, but I can't wait.
So there are 2 movies that I credit with like my leap from Captain America 2 is the best thing I've ever seen to oh wow, cinema. One of those movies is The Shawshank Redemption, but the other one of those movies is Whiplash. And so I saw that when I was a senior in high school and was just floored and have been a Chazelle fan ever since. I also he didn't direct it, but he wrote 10 Cloverfield Lane. So I was really into that movie when it came out. La La Land, obviously. I can look at my copy of First Man on the shelf real quick. Yeah, so I love Damien Chazelle. I love the movies he's doing. This is the start of a new trilogy thematically, is something that he talked about First Man kind of being thematically linked to Whiplash and La La Land and like this pursuit of greatness kind of thing. So I'm interested to see like what the next theme looks like. And it sounds like Babylon is kind of his Singing in the Rain plot-wise almost. I mean, it's kind of the same shift from silent movies to talkies. And then, like most of the other things on this list, it has to do with the cast. You got to shout out to my boy Tobey Maguire.
Yes, sir.
He's coming back. You know, he did a surprise comeback here last month, but this is where he's coming back for real.
He's a producer on this movie.
Yeah, he's been
Wild.
just like quietly producing a lot of things in the interim since Pawn Sacrifice. So it's nice to see him
playing a lot of poker too.
back in a role. But then, yeah, like Brennan said, you got Brad Pitt, Margaret Robbie's in this movie, Samara Weaving's in this movie, Olivia Wilde, Spike Jonze, Gene Smart's in this movie. Yeah, it's what's not to love.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. John, I mean, I know you're a huge fan of his work, so how excited are you for this one?
Dude, I could cry, honestly. Like I said this before, and this might be unpopular opinion. Like 2021, I actually thought was kind of mid, like overall for movies. That might be unpopular opinion. That's how I felt though. This year, I feel like there's like more directors that like speak to like my tastes. Hence, like my number 1 is Chazelle. Number 2 is David Fincher, and they can really be interchangeable. So this one, I don't know. I just can't wait. I can't wait. Can't put into words.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. I mean, he doesn't miss, and it's gonna be great. The cast is amazing. Nick, why isn't it on your list? What's up?
just the contrarian in me. Why not? I figured we would talk about it, so I figured I'd choose some other movies, and so we can add to the wealth of things we're talking about. But yeah, we're looking forward to it. Brad Pitt in another old Hollywood movie. Why not? Here, worked out great last time.
Yeah. Now, what's your number one? Because that's also John's number two. So let's jump into that one.
Mine is The Killer from Fincher. He made his bid for Oscars last year or 2 years ago at this point with Mank. It was a movie I really like, but now he's just like, fuck it. I didn't win anything, so I'm just going to go back to my never-ending depiction of serial killers in my movies. And this is another almost joke title, like The Killer, directed by David Fincher. That's his entire career. I just can't wait. Michael Fassbender playing an assassin who starts to break down, like after, I don't know, he gets the conscious or whatever. Who knows? But it's Michael Fassbender who isn't afraid to just be gross in his movies, and Fincher just being maniacal again and just studying another serial killer. Like, I just can't wait for another. I hope this is just gross and in all the ways I love a David Fincher movie to be. So, really looking forward to it.
Is this a Netflix movie?
Yep.
Yes.
God damn. What a fucking studio. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I mean, Nick said it. I mean, David Fincher, like, arguably one of, like, the darkest directors, like, when he wants to be. He just fucking achieved that dark side in him. Michael Fassbender, I can actually see being a killer in real life. So this one is just... It's once again, like a match made in heaven. I cannot wait. This could easily be my number one, just depending on the day, because it seems almost too perfect for me. So hopefully 2022 is a better year for me.
I have to hate this movie, not because I think it'll be bad, but because it's the reason why we still don't have season 3 of Mindhunter. So the killer sucks.
Yeah, he's he's really become Netflix's like go-to big name director, right? Because I mean he worked on House of Cards, Mindhunter, Mank, now this, so it's exciting. And I think when I heard the Fassbender news, like it does make sense. You're right, John. It's just like it's just a perfect pairing, and I think it's cool for Fincher to kind of dive out and make a movie with Fassbender as well. So I mean, it's going to be good. These are some solid lists, very solid lists. Now, as we have completed them, let's do something a little bit fun before we wrap it up, which is the most likely to be, really good, most likely to be kind of a dud. So I'll start with my list here. For me, I think the movie that's most likely to be good, I think there's a lot on here that is probably going to be good, but honestly, I think Mission Impossible 7 is one that you'd say is most likely to be good. I think that's the one because, I mean, Marty's going to be good, but I think MI7's the one because they've just consistently gotten better. You have pretty much the exact same crew coming back from a movie that was probably my favorite movie of 2018 in Fallout. So I mean, like, how could you go wrong? So I think MI7's the most likely to be good. I just don't think they're going to drop the ball with that one. Most likely to be bad, though, I guess I could cop out and go Spaceman, but I'm going to keep faith in Sandler. And I'm honestly going to say Don't Worry, Darling. I think has the most potential. I think it could go in many different directions. We know it's going to be a movie that's talked about. Kind of makes me think, too, a few months ago with Last Night in Soho, a movie that I think people had in their minds was going to be the best movie ever. And it, some people liked it, some people didn't, but it didn't, meet those expectations. I think this could follow suit with that kind of similar outcome. So yeah, that's my personally my most likely to be good, most likely to maybe not be so good. John, what about you?
Oh man, it's tough because all these are gonna be so fucking good. Just always. I was thinking Mission Impossible 7. That just seems like it'll be the most. It'll just straight up deliver, at least. But I'll just go with The Killer. I just feel like it's too much my shit. Considering that Mank might be Fincher's like least favorite movie since like Alien 3, and I liked Mank. I didn't love it, but I certainly liked it. I think The Killer is bust proof for me in terms of what could be the worst. Oh man, oddly enough, I could see Disappointment Boulevard being like disappointing depending on how it goes. Like some of the stuff does kind of worry me, but I will. And I was thinking about Don't Worry, Darling. I'll go with Next Goal Wins, just because I don't. Who knows about it? It might just be too slapsticky, or who knows what it will be. So I'll just go with that one.
Fair. Nick.
Yeah, a lot of different options here. Marty, it's gonna be good. I feel like I also have to go with The Killer because it's two in Fincher's bag.
Yeah.
And also, I think Fassbender is like one of my favorite actors, and we have not seen him in years. Almost like his last two movies were Dark Phoenix and the Snowman, where he played the character named Harry Hole. So that's something. It's been a tough ride for Fassbender. I think him and Alicia Vikander just been off making a family, and he's been like a race car driver for a hot second. So he's just been living life. I'm happy to see him back. So I feel like there's just too many things here where I'm probably going to like this movie no matter what. I'm putting my bias at the door, like from the start here. Mm-hmm. As far as something that could go bad, I just, in my head, I can picture all of the terrible review puns for Disappointment Boulevard if it's bad. You know, like it's just right there in the title. Mm-hmm. But I'm gonna go with White Noise because from the sound of the book and from Baumbach's career, it sounds like this is kind of like the most outside of the box movie he's made so far. So it could be like a weird misfire from him. So that's probably where I'll go.
Yeah, that's fair. Collin, I hope you make Cocaine Bear the answer for both. Most likely to be good and most likely to be bad.
So for most likely to be good, I could say Mission Impossible 7 and echo the popular sentiment. But, I mean, Damien Chazelle has a perfect batting average right now. Like he's put out nothing but A's, and I don't see any reason for that to change.
There you go.
I think all the ingredients are there for a good movie. For most likely to be bad, I could say Cocaine Bear, but I guarantee that even if that movie sucks, which it very well might, it'll be memorable.
True.
But I'm going to look at the fact that my top 10 list starts and ends with Brad Pitt. King's in 5 movies this year. So the odds of them all being good are pretty slim. So I'm going to go with Bullet Train. Because I feel like not only could Bullet Train be bad just because it could be bad, because I don't think David Leitch has a perfect track record in that regard. But I think if it's bad, it'll be forgotten. Whereas, you know, some of these other movies on my list, even if they're bad, like, you know, if Multiverse of Madness is bad, right? Everyone is still going to yap about Wanda for a year. If Lightyear's bad, everyone's going to still talk about it for a year. Cocaine Bear, same thing. But I feel like Bullet Train could be forgotten if it's not really good.
Yeah, that'd be a sad outcome if that occurred. But we're rooting for all these movies. Hopefully they're all good, especially Cocaine Bear. So those are our top 10 most anticipated of the year. Thank you guys for listening. And as always, you can check out our content on the MovieBabble.com. We got our YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, everything. So just check out all of that. And we'll be back next week talking all things movies. We have Scream 5 coming next week and the untelevised Golden Globes tonight. What a train wreck that is. So
oh, fuck, I forgot.
we're going to have a little bit to talk
about that until just now.
Yeah.
We're going to have maybe something to talk about next week, but we will see. And as always, thank you all for listening, and we'll be back next week talking all things movies.